Welcome along to round 2 of season 5 of the Aussie Racing League and the running of the Dutch Grand Prix, a place where we last raced in round 1 of season 3. James Hunt took his first victory, Nicky Lauda took his first victory, and the final bank turn has twice the steepness of the Indianapolis Grand Prix circuit. Let's take a look at the track layout. 14 turns, 4.2 kilometres, 2 massive DRS zones, overtaking opportunities, but a place that will also punish you if you don't get on the power early. Let's head up to our commentary team.
Hello again, everybody. We are here for round 2 of season 5 of the ARL Championship Elite Series. Did I already say that? Anyway, joined tonight by Reblet. Say hello, mate.
Howdy, how's it going? Yeah, it's going to be an exciting night tonight. I don't think there's ever been a race where the elite division has not put on a show, so I'm really looking forward to it.
Yeah, absolutely. And if we looked at, if you saw last week's race at Monza, really close racing, a good 4-way fight to the lead all the way through to the finish. Few collisions and run-off tracks and penalties and thereabouts went around, so the results were slightly different to the way they ran across the line. So right now, coming into this race, we have Dutch leading the championship. Zakov, who's probably the season favourite fairly, ended up crossing the line in fourth, but crossed the line in first, but got demoted to fourth and now finds himself up in second. Vladar in third in the Ferrari. And then we have Ekem close behind him in fourth. He'll be looking to get himself a jump a bit further up forward, make a big impression after fighting for the podium last season. And then after that, of course, we have the second Aston Martin, Tazza, and then Zay in the other Ferrari, Cato, and then Gers, who makes our fantastic soundtracks for the intros of our streams, Farmer Sam, and then Drix in 10th in the second Alfa Romeo.
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting to see Zakov only in second, but like you said, it's because of the instance that happened post-race. And even as an Aston Martin driver myself, I feel like Zakov could have the win today, but Dutch is a very strong contender.
Absolutely, he is, yeah. Now, we're coming to, of course, this track you could almost say is a polar opposite to the one we were just at. Of course, we have Monza, massive straights, pretty much 0-0 wings, and, a couple of very heavy braking zones. But again, the emphasis is always on speed. Whereas here, again, it has a high average speed, but it's all in the twisties, flowing from corner to corner, running lots of downforce, pain to follow people around. What do you make of it? What do you think we're going to see?
Sadly, I don't see many overtakes happening unless it's through collisions, which we have seen in previous divisions. It is a hard track to overtake, so it could be a slog, a lot of DRS trains, as one would say. There is only a few DRS zones, and they're not really ones for overtaking. Turn 1 is a possibility, but very interesting that things can happen there, but I'm looking forward to seeing how they do in qualifying, because I think qualifying is going to determine much of the race.
You're absolutely right. Qualifying will make such a huge difference around this track because, as you've said very well, it is very tricky to pass. It is one of the narrowest tracks we will ever go to. And again, high medium speed corners, tricky to follow, especially with all the aero dependence that we will all have going through these corners. And yeah, we'll probably see some big, desperate dive bombs.
Yeah,
and
these
I've got to
cars.
say, oh, sorry.
Sorry. No, I was going to say these cars are very, very wide, so overtaking is definitely made harder through this. But hopefully, the regulations in 2026 can see a much smaller car and have a much more enjoyable overtaking race next 4 years from now.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know what we're going to do though? On the way, we're going to make the most of what we've got, and that's exactly what we're doing here tonight. We're just waiting for the qualifying session to start up. A few more readying up to be done, but yeah, we'll get stuck right into it and see who's got the pace. Of course, we have our favourites for tonight. Of course, primarily Zakov, as we've already mentioned, just a speed demon all around. We've also got, I was going to say, actually, ask you, who do you think are your key contenders for this race?
Well, I mean, we can't not say Zakov, as we've all said before, but Zakov, obviously. Dutch is very fast as well. Tazza is very, very talented, and I wouldn't be surprised if he was in top 3. And we have a new person, a fairly known person that just moved up, which is Fluxy, from what I've been told.
Oh, yes, of course.
So he's very fast as well. But man, there's so many fast people in this division. It's so good to see the competition is on a different level for sure.
Hi, everybody. Can we get you guys to hit F2 for us?
F2, of course.
Yeah, just need you inspect. Cheers, guys.
No worries, no worries. Now. Oh, right, my mistake. I hadn't entered spectator mode, holding everybody up. Look at me go. Right. Anyway, now. Anyway, love to commentate and race. How good's that? Anyways, of course, one person we need to mention, of course, is Crush. He was not able to race, unfortunately, last week. He was, I believe he was sick. So it'll be interesting to see where his pace lies. Hopefully we'll see him make a large impression on this. Again, didn't see him last week, so we're not sure what he's going to bring. Hopefully it's a lot of pace. But again, in general, the field spread has been really, really close. I mean, if we looked at qualifying, I believe last week.
Hey boys, sorry to interrupt again. Nick, you need to unready and then press F2 on the keyboard.
Did I unready? Oh, Jesus.
Yeah.
There we go.
There we go. Yeah, all done. Anyway,
there we go.
I'll be in the race, so good luck with the commentating.
Thank you, mate. Thank you. There we go, on a roll. Of course, now.
All right. yeah, as you were saying about Crush, is interesting because in this race we could see the points shifted quite dramatically. There's a lot of fast people, and that's a great thing about this division. The competition is on another level, so we can see much closer fighting, and the points can be much closer.
Of course. Oh, and here we are. We are just starting to load into the session, courtesy of waiting on yours truly to figure out how the game works. How good's that? Now, I've got to say, as this track goes, it's one of my favourite hot laps, and it's one of those tracks that you just really get in the zone. Once you get in the rhythm, the corners just, again, link into each other really nicely. Reminds me a lot of Phillip Island, actually. Probably a fairly bit more twisty, but yeah, again, it's I tell you what, it's tricky to get into that rhythm, though. And I'm looking to see who can, and
well, it's a very
struggle.
Technical track, very technical. A lot of windy corners that if you touch a little bit of a curb, it can send you off. You can lose a lot of time as well. So you have to hit that apex pretty much spot on every time if you want that, good lap. And I'm expecting to see in the 110s for sure.
Yeah,
maybe even a
absolutely.
low 110s for sure. And that is a very competitive time.
Absolutely. It should line you up well for a really good spot, hopefully on the first few rows. Now, who have we got?
We have an Aston Martin coming out.
Here we go. Looks like it's Dutchy. Just going to see who's going to be our benchmarker for this session. Again, we're looking to see some low minute 10s, maybe some demon 1 minute 9s.
That would be a miracle to see, but it is absolutely possible. Nothing is impossible with these guys.
I like to, absolutely. These guys, if anyone can make miracles, it's these guys right here.
Yeah.
Some slowly building speed. We'll see who's got. We'll see, mate. You're a true competitor, so you can look at these cars and see exactly what toe they're running. what camber they're running, what caster angle they're running, I'm sure.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, absolutely. Here we have a few other rides coming around. KJR, of course. Looks like
They're
he's
eager to get out and get a lap. There's a lot of traffic right now.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, would this be an 18-minute session? You see, it's a 1 minute around. Let's round it down to a minute and a quarter if we include in laps and out laps and slowing down and things like that. How many sets of tyres would people be looking to use in one of these sessions, and how many fresh sets do people tend to have for these?
I believe there's 4 sets of fresh tyres. I'm not too sure whether or not they carry over to the race. I'm not sure that they do. So they're looking to use all of them if they can, but ideally probably only 3.
Okay, yeah. So you'd figure, so in this session you'd see probably 2 stops, and then your final, of course, you can make some tiny little adjustments once you've got your car, once you've set yourself a benchmark a lap and you have somewhat of an idea of where you want to take the car for trying to get a bit more pace out of it later on in the session. Of course, you have to balance that with the truck building up with rubber. Well, you see, I'm assuming, what kind of adjustments can you make? I probably asked this last week, but I mean, of course, you have your wing angle, I'm sure you can change a little bit of, but do you know if there's anything else you can change?
Ultimately, no. I think if you're wanting more speed and you put your wings down lower, you're just going to suffer in the turning, in the corners, and ultimately you're not going to get that speed coming out. So I don't see them changing much and keeping to the rigid specs that each team's going to have is going to be important, I feel. And if you're changing it, then there's something's wrong. And Dutchy does a 1:11.2, which is a good banker lap. It's not bad. Could be better, but their ideas is what we want to see. And
goodness
Zakov,
me, look at Zakov.
Yeah, that's a time that people get in qualifying, so in like the real hardcore qualifying.
There you go, he's just waltzing his way around the track, destroying world records. We have KJI, he's jumped in for a cheeky P2 as well. Tell you what, he's sitting right in behind Zakov. He might be getting a little bit of a few racing line ideas, who knows. We have Apex, who's grabbed 3rd, just about 300ths off of him, and the Alpha Tauri. And Fluxy's just jumped up into 4th with a 10.9. So we're getting quite a few quick laps already.
It's good to see Flucy up there, proving that he should be in this division, and I'm sure that will feel good for himself to validate that thought.
Absolutely. We got the other Alfa Romeo. He's jumped through Drix with a 10.7, just above 10.8. He'll be happy with that. Again, and pace is getting very hot very quickly, and we're seeing Zakov start to come around for another lap.
That was very fast. Unless is he really coming in? No, I think he might be coming in for...
He might be coming in, we'll see. He's coming tight to the inside. Yeah, he is, never mind.
Yeah.
Right, let's have a look around. We'll have a look at... Let's have a look in the middle of the field. Oh, someone going a bit slowly in the middle sector.
Is that Wereboy as well? We got Wereboy racing. I didn't realise he was actually racing.
Oh, we do as well. It's fine. There you go, P16. Oh, he just spoke to us, didn't he? Here we go. He's in the second Red Bull.
He is on a hot lap, it would seem.
Let's have a look at his second sector time. Here we go. So 50.2. Zakov was in the 49s, I believe, when he came through that sector. So we'll see how quick this lap is. As he comes through this second last corner again, minimizing your time off the throttle. Try not to lose the back end as you over the exit curb.
Yeah.
Keeps it nice and tight and narrow.
Okay.
Right up against the wall.
It's a bit slow, but it's just a banker, so he's just still got time to get a better one in. Yeah.
That's right. Here we go. Let's have a look at Vlad. He's jumped up into second with a 10.6 as well. It's just a shy 800ths up on KJR.
It's good to see that the times are actually within 2-3 tenths, so it's still got that competitive nature. We haven't got Zatov just running away with it, so...
Yeah, he's right up in there. And you never know. A botched start could change everything around this place.
Oh, 100%, yeah. Like, it's so much can happen, and we are definitely in for something great, I feel, in this race.
And I'll tell you what, the one thing I'm going to be looking forward to in this race is, of course, this track, it's not very long, 4.2 kilometers. Oh, he jumps right in front of the Mercedes on the way into the pits.
Yeah, he was easy to get in. Did he cross the line though? I wonder.
I'm not sure. We'll find out when he crosses the line. Here we go. Let's have a look at Taza coming across the line to finish a hot lap. He jumps up into 8th with an 11.1.
Yeah, I'm not sure I'd be happy with that. He'd probably be kicking himself a little bit, but he's definitely got more pace in him. I know that for sure. So I expect to see him at least top 5 for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. And of course, again, the track's going to rubber in the longer and longer this session keeps going. And yeah, who knows? Maybe we'll see a 1 minute 9 already, only 4 tenths off.
I don't think we will. I think we'll see maybe a 10-2, and that might be the lowest we'll get. But
okay.
I could eat my words. Who knows?
I'm a wishful thinker, that's for sure.
Have we got anyone on an outlap right
Let's have a
now?
quick look. We've got a couple of outlaps. We have Flukesy, who's coming through the first sector, or the exit of the first sector. We've got Gaz on an outlap as well. He's about to start his flyer. He's about a sector away. Let's have a look at a couple of flyers we could have a look at real quick. We've got KJR. He's just coming across the line to start. His set of 6.87 is his personal best, of course. He's starting his next flyer. We'll see what he throws in.
Yeah, he's got to weave his way through a bit of traffic, but they are intelligent drivers, so they know when to get out of the way.
Absolutely. Who do we have crossing the line now? Is it? Oh yes, of course it is. Gaz coming across the line. He's going to set a 1 minute 10.9, or is that the one he already set? Am I missing already? Hang on.
That's all right.
Yeah. We have Taza coming in the pits after his recent flyer. Who we have coming through the final sector now? We have Light Z. Or is it Light Z?
He's
Not
definitely
sure.
going in the pits with a time like that. I don't think he'll be sitting. Yeah.
Posting his way around the final corner.
We do have an Aston coming across, whether or not that is Dutchy.
Looks like he came into the pits as well.
Yeah.
Nick quick.
In the pits. It's
Come on,
clearing
guys.
up right now.
Come on, guys. Set some quick as flyers for us to have a quick jump at. Everyone's jumping into the pits when we're looking
Looks
at.
like someone might have spun just before the last turn.
Oh, they may have been. Oh, Zay's just jumped through.
Wow.
Jumped up into P3 with a 10.6
That's a
as
great
well
time.
himself.
These Ferraris are definitely going to be at the top, and
Feeling good.
that
And
could
look
change
at that.
the point system completely.
Yeah, I mean, all of the top 3 using Ferrari power units. I mean, this isn't a very power-dependent circuit, but maybe that could be making a difference.
Yeah, with the current standings, Ferrari are definitely going to need this to get into P1.
That's the point where someone goes in chat and says it's on equal cars. Maybe
Yes,
right.
I know, right?
Now,
But Ferrari are looking very, very good, very strong right now.
Yes.
We're not seeing much from the Astons, sadly, but I'm sure that they're going to surprise us for sure.
they'll jump through. They set a couple of quick bankers, and we'll see, again, as the session progresses, if they jump back up through as well.
Yeah,
Who
we've
do we
still got
have?
9 minutes, so it's a lot of time.
Of course, we have Ryan Bell coming across now. Doesn't have a different name. Is he 11.499? There you go. Still jumping through. Did he just start a fresh lap? I'm not sure.
He's
Sometimes
starting
I
a
feel
lap
like
now.
sometimes
Yeah.
I feel like the outlap sign on the ticker is
Yeah.
lying to me.
It can, but I believe he's on an outlap now. As you can see, his ERS is definitely going down,
There you go.
and he is pushing.
He's sending it right through these sweepers up the hill, and then he jumps
He's hit.
straight back down again.
Yep, he's on the throttle very quick on that. Oh,
Big
and
wobble over the grass.
he's
And he
kept it. That is
How does
very,
he catch
very.
that?
I don't know. I would
Oh,
have spun, hit the wall, and been out. So
We did say we did
just
say
shows
they're
the-
miracle workers.
yes, yeah, it just shows the difference between these guys, how good that they are.
Superhuman. Here we go. Light coming
That's
around. He's
lap.
on a warm-up lap. Yep, he's setting off a new one. We're coming through just behind him. Is it? Yep, it is Light. Zed coming through after his 49.7 in the second sector, so he may jump up a couple of spots. Not quite believe that may have been a new personal best, but doesn't jump very far up the order.
Well, you do have the Aston Martins coming out as well on a hot lap, so there is a lot of traffic right now once again, but I think that's to be expected.
Dutchy on his hot lap as well. He's about to start his flying lap as he comes through. He's leaving room for a Mercedes to come through. Would that be
Maybe trying to get
yes,
that
it is.
DRS.
Oh, absolutely. You had to get yourself some DRS in the quali. Yep, absolutely.
Yeah, you just got to use people. Who cares, like...
Grab a cheeky toe.
Oh,
he
no,
did grab a
they're
little
both
bit
going.
coming out.
Oh, he did too, yeah. He baited even me. I thought he was definitely coming in.
We love ourselves some cheeky toes. Anyway, need some more self-restraint. Now, coming through behind him, we have KJR. I looked at the wrong car. Now, if it was Huey coming through the first sector now, he's on a flyer as well. Who we have coming through the final sector? Oh, Zakov's still in the pits. It's his teammate Drix I'm trying to look at. Here we go, coming through the final corner. Sending a decent lap as well. Keeping right and tight the inside, and he's in the pits. I missed that one as well.
So he must have thought he wasn't going to make it and get a good time. That's interesting. He was on a decent time, so...
He was as well. He was actually quite quick. I'm not sure. You have someone run off at turn 1, just run wide, or did he go off into the grass? I'm not sure.
Yeah.
And he's on a bit of a coast. Again, just trying to regroup, possibly after that.
Yeah, Zakov hasn't yet set another time. Maybe he's waiting for the track to clear up, but...
Yeah, he may be waiting for just the track to get a little bit more rubber down.
Yeah. But Adams moved up to P5. That was a great time from him.
Oh, he did too. I missed that completely.
That's all right. There's so much going on. It's hard to tell which way, you should be focusing on. So
Exactly. Thank you. Here we go. We've got someone coming to the final corner now in a Red Bull. He's 2/10 up on his previous best. He's going to come across the line right to the inside. Lemon moves up to 12th with an 11.1.
It's not bad, but I still feel like they can all get into the 10.9s for sure, and it shouldn't be that difficult for these guys. But again, they're still testing the waters, still getting used to it, so
yep.
I expect some good times.
Absolutely. We see Tazza jump up into P8 with a 10.7. We go again. Here we go. We're getting 5 minutes to go in the session. It is crunch time. We're going to see
how close they are within hundreds.
Absolutely. And within that time, we've seen KJR and Gaz jump up to 2nd and 3rd. So Williams right up at the front now, mixing in with those Ferraris as well as Epkin. Here we go. We have a couple of other cars coming across the line now. Oh, entering the pits once again. There's this Dutchie coming through the final corner. He's 2/10 up, taking all the outside of the track he can get. Keep the steering open and the throttle pinned, and he jumps up into 10th with a 10.8.
It's still a good time. P10 is nothing to scoff at, but still got another. He has another lap in him. He'll have to pit, but he'll still definitely have time.
Absolutely will. How many laps do you think you can... Actually, a question for you. How many laps do you think you can get out of a fresh set of softs before they don't yield the same sort of grip, or they may overheat, or, they just start to slip a little bit too much to be a sensible choice, and you should just jump in and grab a new set?
It can be hard to determine, based on how hard you're pushing, or just, how long the track is, or different turns here and there that require more of the traction. But I'd say you got your out lap, you got your fast hot lap, and then maybe one more hot lap out after that, and that's probably it. I think anything over about 5-6%, you're pushing it.
Yeah, absolutely, that's fair enough.
And Ryan, sorry, we missed it completely, but Ryan Bell
I just had a quick jump.
10.3, that is a very, very quick time.
Exactly.
Ryan Bell
is
FIBA, which many people recognize as extremely fast driver. Zakov and himself are just two extraordinary individuals when it comes to this game, but everyone else is getting close as well, so it's still a very big fight for P1.
Absolutely. Here we have Vlado, he's jumping into the pits as well. We have Zakov he's also a 10th up on his previous lap. He's 2/10 up through sector 2. We might see him snatch pole back from FIBA straight away. That's what I call retaliation. He comes through the final corner now. Again, keeps it right on the outside, jumps to the inside, floats right back out to the outside of the circuit. Keep the speed flowing, as fluid as possible, right to the inside. Onto the straight, here we come. What's it going to be? A 10.142.
Wow. That's impressive. I don't know if anyone can beat that, to be honest. And I don't think Ryan Bell is going to get another lap in. Unless he comes out right now.
Yeah, he's got 2 minutes left. He may be able to squeeze one in if he jumps into the pits, which he's in the pits. If he jumps straight out, he might just be able to squeeze one in if he comes out with about 90 seconds left on the clock. Very close.
For sure.
Yeah, I got KJR with a 10.565. Was that a personal best that I just saw? Solidifying his P3.
Yeah, the P3 and P4 are still up for grabs. It's important positions to have.
Absolutely. If you look at from 3rd to 7th, there is only a 10th separating them. So it's going to make, it's going to make all the difference. All these tiny little slip-ups, all these tiny little differences between my lap and the last lap and your lap, and just seeing who's got the strength where, who's making time in what sector. And
yeah, analysing those sectors and seeing where you can do better for sure.
absolutely. And just those tiny little missed apexes or whatnot, and just those all millimeters around this track.
Yeah, the track limits, you're trying to just get that little bit extra. Oh, wow. And KJR, did he run into traffic there? And that's what sent him
traffic. Really dense traffic. Really just slowing up for a hot lap. And just weaving around
that did
in the
not
back end.
ruin his qualifying.
May have. He was a 100th up on his previous best if he was going around as well. It's a shame to see.
Yeah, that's not. Yeah. It's not good to see when someone's lap is ruined for sure.
But again, look at this.
Ryan Bell is out, sorry. So maybe he will be able to set a time.
That is right. We're just seeing this, just like real life. There's massive queue building up at the second to last corner as everybody's trying to get themselves enough fresh air to set a quick lap. Got to check up behind you, make sure there's no one coming up to you. So yeah, speaking of, I believe we have Drix on a hot lap, and he's going to come right up to this pack. A couple of Alpha Tauris that looks like they've both set off, thankfully. He's 0.16 up on his previous best.
Oh, he took a lot of that. I don't know if that's going to slow him down, but he's definitely on a good time.
Here we go on the inside. He may get up to P8 or thereabouts. He does. He takes 8th with a 10.706.
Yeah, that's a good time from Drix.
We saw Fluxy get a disqualification, and as well as Huey. I missed those.
Yeah, I'm not sure what happened to Fluxy. Surprising to see.
Yeah. Oh, we got Ryan Bell. He's around. He was 0.176 up, and he's looped it coming in during the middle sector. Oh, and Zakov gets a 5-place grid penalty, and Gaz is out of the session.
That's
happened in here.
That's interesting. I don't know.
Collision into turn 1.
So Ryan Bell will then take P1, even though he was down on this time and he was going to get it and then spun. So a miracle, if anything.
Absolutely, and of course, this means we're going to have to see Zakov. May even see him do some massive. Oh, Vlad jumps up into P3 with a 10.4. Wow.
Yeah, he's getting up there. That's close. And Ekem takes it back. Wow.
Oh, he does. Look at that. With a 10.3 for himself.
That's a very impressive time from Ekem. He'll be proud.
We've got ourselves a little cluster coming into the arm of the month front straight. Drix going around. Drix looks like he's going to have one last go at a flying lap.
But we didn't see. Sorry, Hazard got P7. That's good to see. Aston Martin's getting up there.
Yeah, because again, they jumped down a little bit. They were down in 10th and 11th, but now Taz has jumped straight up to P7 with a 10.6. That's much more likely. I'll be happy with that. I just want to have a quick look at the field spread. If we look at the top, well, you get to P16 and they're still within a second of each other, this whole field, and Farmer Sam is right there. Zay's got a 5-place grid penalty for blocking. Look at this queue coming on the front straight. What's going on here between this Alfa Romeo? Is this Alfa?
Maybe the AI.
Yeah, it looks like it's the AI driving these cars, because this is not human behavior.
No, I wouldn't expect them to do that.
What is going on here? And it's just the queue just keeps getting longer. They're just conga-lining their way around the track.
But yeah, those penalties for Zakov is going to be detrimental for him. He's going to be kicking himself. Don't know what happened there with Gaz. I'm sure that they'll discuss that afterwards, but it does put Feber, or rather Ryan Bell, on P1.
It does too.
Oh no, he has 5.
No, he's got a penalty as well. So it's going to be Ekem who takes pole. Who's going to start the race from pole position. Then from Vlad.
Congratulations to Ekem.
Vlad. Yeah, congratulations to him. And so it looks like we're going to have Zakov and Ryan going to have to be climbing through. Oh, yeah, Zach and Feber, jumping through from 6th and 7th on the grid. Oh my God, Zay got a 10-place grid penalty for whatever happened with the AI then. So he's going to be down in 18th.
Yeah.
We're going to see some comeback stories in this one, I feel.
Yeah, this is going to be an interesting race. I am definitely looking forward to it. But before that happens, we are going to have to reset. But we are still keeping the same grid penalties. So Ayrton will still keep P1.
Okay. So no. Okay, so of course we've always mentioned the key of having a very strong start, getting just the right amount of revs, levering the clutch just nicely, or if you just use a button, just dump it and hope for the best. Hey, and of course, yeah, it can make all the difference. But even then, of course, the track is so narrow. You gotta pick your gaps.
Oh, it's very finite when it comes to those gaps that you want to use to overtake, but these guys just have that instinct to and experience to be able to determine where they should be overtaking. So we'll see some clean overtakes, I feel.
Yep.
But
now, hang on, let's just quickly jump back to the point screen. We are going to have the lobby reset. As of course, as you said, and yeah.
Unfortunately, with how things are with the F1 game, there are quite a few bugs, and that requires resets, unfortunately. We wish we didn't have to reset because it does waste a lot of time for ourselves, the racers, and those watching. So sorry about that, gentlemen and women.
Yeah, well, it is what it is. So I'm just having a look in the lobby now, just as everybody leaves the session, and just heart punches galore. Give these guys a chance to let their hair down for a couple of minutes while you get the lobby set up again.
Yeah, let the nerves settle. I'm sure that they're nervous to get in, especially Akim. I don't think he expected to get P1 out of that, so it's quite a surprise for himself, and that puts Tazza in a good position as well. I'm sure that he's going to be happy about that grid penalty. But I'm excited to see where we go from here. No formation lap either, so we'll get straight into it.
I know, everyone's trying to catch me off guard. I keep doing it to myself, and now we're just going to be jumping straight in. Now,
yeah, I know it's unfortunate that they don't get that time to warm up the tires or get a feel for the track as well. So I'm sure that they would prefer a formation lap.
Absolutely. It's a much less selfish way of looking at it, I'm sure, actually. Anyway, but yeah, of course, it's just, yeah, again, give me a chance to let the nerves drain, but also let the adrenaline build and get the gloves on and get going. Yeah.
Now, do you have any idea of what type of strategy that they might implement in this race, whether it's a medium start or a hard start?
Well, personally, I feel like track position around this place is going to matter most. So I feel like I'd try to, I mean, again, it works both ways, because if you select a harder compound, I'd almost be tempted to try and pit early and duck myself out of the pack and then just focus on setting quick laps and then seeing how many people you can jump in the pits. But so I suppose if I went for a strategy choice, I'd go for a softer compound, probably the medium, and yet try to gain as many points as I could and then pit early and then revel in the clean air if I could get any.
Yeah, I mean, clean air is it's a hard thing to come by around this track, it would seem. Very close racing in this track. But yeah, I mean, the mediums and hard strategies are both really good. I think when it comes to the hards, you're betting on a safety car not coming out, because obviously you want to go for longer on those hards. Also, medium is more of a safer choice, I guess, because if that safety car comes out at lap 10, 11, 12, you can then pit for those hards and then you'll go to the end.
That is right, and yeah. Again, I don't know, I just want to be almost a quiet observer, but I can't be quiet, can I? I've made the wrong choice here tonight. I just want to sit and have a quick look at, just watch and see what happens. I just want to see how things change, and of course that's what we're all going about to see.
Yeah, and the actual grid position right now gives the McLaren a good position to actually take P2 even with a win if they can, or even P1. If they can hold that, Atom's in a great position. Do we know where his teammate finished by chance?
To be honest, I'm not sure. I did not quite catch that, but I don't know. We'll see when they line up on the grid.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, which is hopefully be all right. But again, we're going to see a lot of people trying to climb through the pack after some penalties were dished out. Penalties galore.
Yeah, we might see some aggressive driving to get back up there. Hopefully, it's not aggressive to the point of bumping people, but these guys, I don't see that happening. You know, we got some very clean races that are fast, but clean. You can be aggressive and clean, and that's what we want to see.
Yeah, it's some nice, honest dive bombs.
Yeah, for sure. That don't cause safety cars.
Yeah, although safety cars will breed safety cars, and that is action right there. The Zandvoort conga line, bring it on.
I mean, we had the safety cars last night in Prodigy that were just never ending. You thought it would never end. And from what I have heard, there was only about 4 laps of DRS because of that. So hopefully that's not the case tonight.
Exactly. Hopefully not. No, we'll see some proper use of the slipstream on this track. And see some, again, very close racing, and also, of course, the racing that we've seen so far this week has been very close. Again, people making the most of the tracks of the track itself, because again, as we've said before, it is so ridiculously narrow compared to most tracks on the calendar.
Yeah, especially with how wide these cars are, it makes it even more trickier. But it would seem that the lobby is up, so we should be starting soon. And that would be great to see. Get back into it. We're going over time a little bit here.
Yeah, but hey, it's all worth it for the racing we're about to see. Also, I feel like it's worth mentioning. Next Friday we'll be starting the ARL will be starting its own F2 league, which I'm very excited to see.
Yeah, I mean, the cars are very different when you start driving them, and from personal experience, I thought I could hop into it and easily be able to go around a track, but no, the downshifting is completely different. The braking can be different. The acceleration, they're much slower. So I think we'll see a lot of fighting in the F2 comparative to the F1 for sure.
And one thing I may observe from seeing F2 in this game, and perhaps I don't know how realistic this game may particularly be to real life. Never driven an F1 car, don't know if I ever will, but it's just, again, of course, since the F2 cars don't have the same sort of power, there is such a huge emphasis on maintaining your corner speed and sacrificing as little time as you can. Mm-hmm. As soon as you go offline to make a maneuver, you've got to get back online straight away. And I suppose it has to be said it's like this in Formula One as well, but it may be emphasized in F2 just because you've got to make as much as you can out of what the car can give you.
Yeah, there's little room for mistake as well when it comes to these cars. Very touchy, a little bit on the curb or a little bit of oversteer, and you can just send the car off. So it's very, very hard to drive these cars for sure. Even on, doing a simulation rig, you're still feeling the force feedback and feeling the road, the traction, and it's really, really interesting to feel that.
I say it must, as you said, it must very, very strong, strange, different sensations. You would say. So it's just all feels, as you said, completely different. Here we go. Lobby is loading in now, as we said, of course you mentioned before. Been jumping straight into the race, no mucking around like we like to see.
Yeah. So no formation lap. Once the 4 lights are out, let's go. Race time is on.
Oh, and it looks like it's going to be pouring with rain for this race. I'm joking.
Oh no,
we're not raining at all. Let's have a quick look at the feed now. So, of course, the main names to mention, Zakov and Ryan Bell starting in 6th and 7th after getting a couple of 5-place grid penalties. And, of course, in charging up through 18th, we have, I believe it was Taza jumping up. Has a lot of manoeuvres to make, of course, after getting a 10-place grid penalty. We had a couple of DNFs as well from the session. We'll see people trying to redeem themselves after that. And, yeah, may the lights go out and may hell break loose.
Yeah, well, hell break loose in the good way. We don't want to see any bumping or like crashing out, but you just never know.
Here we go. The lights are coming on. And we are away for the Zandvoort Grand Prix. Ekem and Vlad getting right up alongside each other. Coming from the second row, we have Gaz coming out of like an absolute rocket ship. KJR is going to stick it around the outside and grab second from Vlad. Fantastic move as he comes around. Zakov's moved himself back up into 5th. Ryan Bell still in 7th. My mistake, it was not Taza who jumped back at the start. Oh, we've got Ekem is ghosting up at the front. KJR now driving through the inside of him as they come down the back straight. And he's being glitched behind him. That's the new kind of overtaking I never saw around this track.
Interesting to see. I'm not sure what's going on there. Hopefully that is sorted out shortly. But we do have sector 1, but that's cleared up.
Sorry, you're absolutely right. The yellow second sector 1. Oh, we got some more lag from it. Ekem, he's been dropped around the outside. He's going to slide. Oh, he's gone sideways, gone into the wall. Has he gone? He's recovered into 11th.
Yeah,
he's recovered into
11th. Looks like we have a lot of desync, which is unfortunate to see.
Yeah. So he now finds himself down to 11th, battling with the 2 Alpha Tauris. We jump back up to the front. We have KJR making himself a tiny bit of a lead now. Vlad with Ryan Bell, who's climbed up into P3 all of a sudden. Now raring to make a move on Vlad coming into turn 1. He ducks to the inside straight away, not wanting to use any slipstream.
Wow, KJR is out of that 1 second deficit. So now he can get out of that DRS zone and start getting some getting himself away from the pack.
Absolutely. We had Zakov around the outside of Gaz coming out of turn 1 and just lost the back end. And rears are still very hot for him, it seems, fighting the tail as he comes out of the hairpin. Oh, we've got a yellow flag in the sector 2 as well. Oh, at the end of sector 1, my mistake. Let's have a look. Who is it? It's Huey, and we've got a Red Bull around as well that looks like a lemon. And Drix is back there as well.
It looks like we had a massive pile up, possibly, because we did see 4 or 5 people get stuck and drop down to the ladder. So that's really unfortunate to see for those guys. And we got Drix still 18 seconds, it would seem. That's unfortunate.
We got Taza back as well. He was started on the hards as well. He's looking to make some moves. He's jumped back up into P17. He's got a long way to climb now. Fortunately as well, yeah.
But Ryan Bell's not within that 1 second, so he doesn't want to get away from. Doesn't want KJR getting away from him. But he is on the soft, so that is expected to be within that time frame. But it's an interesting strat.
He grabs, yes, he's grabbed the fastest lap of the race as well to go with it. He's looking to grab some maneuvers. What am I saying? There's Cat get a 5-second time penalty somewhere as well.
Speeding the pit lane. So he must have had damage from all that carnage that we saw. Like we got Zay coming in as well. Quite a few people. But what do you make of the soft strat? Do you think he's going to pit onto the hards?
Well, I think that would be the sort of move I'd go for. I mean, I'm keen to see how these tyres are going to wear over the stint. As he's deploying DRS now, not quite using ERS. He seems to be saving that up for the run down the front straight. But yeah, I'm curious. I would have gone for the softs myself, and then again try to make as much track position as I can. Jump in, get out of the traffic early, and then see how many sweaty lap times I can do. But I'm keen to see here coming on the straight.
Softs is an interesting choice.
It is, because you'd think the wear around here would be fairly strong, given that especially the left side tyres get a lot of load around here.
Yeah, I can only think that he's going to push him to about 11 or 12, which is very, very late, but at the same time, that would give him the opportunity to go straight in the hards and go all the way to the end. So all he does is a 1-stop.
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, I feel like, I mean, would you see any legitimacy for a 2-stop strategy here? Unless, of course, they were a safety car.
Yeah, the only reason I could ever see a two-stop is for a safety car, or unless you get damage, which is inevitable. You don't have to do a two-stop. But the mediums would definitely go to at least 20, I would say. And then they might go on the hards, but maybe that... Oh, we had a little bit of contact.
Spin for Lemon. For her sector. He's nosed it into the wall as well. Not very good. Unfortunate for him as he comes through turn 4 now, trying to recollect himself.
Yeah, he's in a very awkward position there.
Here we go, coming onto the straight. Are we going to see Ryan go for the move, or Fever, I should say? He's going to go for it. He dives up the inside, not using any ARS either. He's just got enough speed with that mighty Alpine powertrain. He's going to jump up the inside and take the lead.
Yeah, that's clean. He done it well. Obviously, he's been wanting that, and maybe it took about 1 lap too long, but he's eventually got it done, and now he's wanting to get away from KJR. We have another spin, it would seem. Is that Lemon again?
Looks like it may be Lemon again. Yeah, he's spun around. It looks like his tyres may still be fairly slippy after touching a bit of grass and also some superheat from spinning around. It's been unfortunate.
How spinny this track is, how windy. Obviously, it's hard to get the tyres cold.
Yeah, and that's what you're fighting for. I mean, I suppose that's why you'd want to make the moves on people ahead of you, so you can just get some fresh air on those tyres and keep them nice and cool.
Yeah.
Help them wear a bit slower too. Another thing to mention as well, Zakov has jumped his way back up to 4th ahead of Gers. And he's starting to climb
his pace now.
His way through. Absolutely. And he's just within the 1 second window of Vlad as well, so he gets some tasty DRS down the straights as well, but he's not really got any ERS to play with. We'll see what he makes do with that. And of course now we have Fever. He's now got to turn his strategy around if it wasn't his plan. Of course, now that he's got fresh air, he's going to want to stay out as much as he can so that he gets to keep it.
Yeah, it looks like those two up front are definitely in the lead of their own right now. They're pushing past that DRS zone from Vlad. But Vlad is doing his absolute best to keep within it. And we're seeing the DRS trains come from this. We've got all the way to P4. And then we got from... even P5, we got the DRS train. And then P7 down or to 12 where Fluxy is.
Absolutely. And as you mentioned, we've got this battle at the bottom of the top 10 between the two AlphaTauris, Spliff, Farmer Sam, and of course Fluxy at the back of the train. Looking to make some moves. Oh, Farmer Sam runs a little bit wide, doesn't carry the speed through. Spliff's going to try to go around the outside. Farmer's wise to it. He keeps a wide line, blocks off the line for him. But he's going to keep it to the left on the run down into the chicane. And Spliff jumps in there. Oh, nearly loses the back end on the way in. They go side by side. They bang doors if they had them. And Apex has jumped right through. No, sorry, my mistake. Light has jumped right through and grabbed the both of them.
Yeah, that was a fantastic move by him. He just kept it patient at the back, watched them battle, and then saw his opportunity and pushed through. So that was fantastic from Lights.
Here we go. Oh, and Spliff's got the DRS. He's going to have a go through. Going to be side by side 2D. Hairpin timing he comes again. Just hangs it right around the outside. Farmer Sam's lets Fluxy through behind them. And Spliff's got the position right back. Very smart move.
Yeah, he knew he could get him on that outside with the extra speed that he had.
Oh, also, I feel like I've missed something. Ryan Bell's been taken by KJR once again. I didn't see where he made that maneuver. Was it a mistake or?
It's not what Ryan Bell needs right now. He definitely needs to be in P1 because those tyres are part of that strategy of getting into P1. If he's not, then that messes with it. And we got Zay coming in again.
Like he may have had some front wing damage from a spin or something like that. Was a little yellow flag in that sector.
We had Lights tumble down as well. I'm not sure what happened there.
Oh, he has too. Let's jump down into P11 somehow. Aziko's got a 5-second penalty for ignoring a yellow flag. He made a move somewhere.
Where he wasn't supposed to?
Yeah. Unusual. He is back. That may have been how he made the move on Light then, because he's right up ahead of him now.
Yeah.
And this train continuing to fight away. Farmer Sam now ducking out of the air of Fluxy coming into turn 1.
Now, Fluxy and Farmer Sam, both teammates here. One is on the softs, one is on the mediums. Do you think any team orders are going to come into play where Farmer Sam is going to be let through because he is on those softs, or do you think we're just going to fight it out?
It looks like right now the strategy is fight it out, but we did see a couple of laps. Oh, we've got another yellow flag in the middle sector. Looks like it's Lemon. He spun into the first of those two hairpins.
Yeah, Lemon's not having the best of times right now. It's unfortunate to see. He's a great driver and he's got that pace, but he's just had a rough day today.
Yeah, absolutely not going according to plan. What is going according to plan is this battle for the lead. The top four have bunched right up together. And it's
yeah, and this is what I'm talking about with the good competition that we've seen between each other. Is that it's tight racing, it's very
big
close.
Dive. Coming up the inside of Vlad, and he's going to clear him.
Ball pushing a little wide there though. But it's clean though. He's done a great job to take that position. And that's what I'm saying. That's one of the only spots you can really overtake is in that turn one. And Lemon has retired.
Oh, there we go. He's hung up the boots for the afternoon. Shame to see, but...
Yeah, I think he just called it. He was just having a bad race and a lap down, and he wasn't gonna make it, sadly.
We'll pencil that one in as an MG UK failure.
Yeah.
There we go.
They seem to blow up so often. So easy.
Easy done. Speaking of making it look easy done, Zakov's as soon as he's gone past Vlad, he's just gone right onto the tail of Fever here.
Yeah, he's just chewing the competition down, and he's eager to get into that P1 position, which ultimately it's not an impossibility because he's eating his way up.
Absolutely, he's only 7/10 down already, and we're only on to lap 10. And I tell you what, as we mentioned, lap 10, we're almost coming up to the first pit stop window, especially for those who have started on the soft, such as Fever. Seems like the crossover point in grit may be starting to happen around now, where eventually the longevity of the mediums may be starting to outweigh that of the softs. As we see, we've got a double spin in the double hairpin. Huey seemed to spin through the double right leading up to it.
I think Huey may have touched the back of Drix.
But yeah, it seems like he collected him on the way through.
Oh, that's unfortunate to see. You don't want to see anyone's race ruined, sadly, but it happens, and sometimes you just have to push through.
We are all human. I want to say, unfortunately.
At least we drive better than the AI, because the AI in this game are atrocious.
Oh, they are awful. I'm glad we're people only in this league.
Yeah.
We don't discriminate, but we only like people. Yeah.
Oh, and another yellow? Not sure what that was. Looks like
on cue, Ryan Bell comes in.
Wow.
He's going to jump in. What tyre is he going to go for? He's going to chuck on a set of mediums, it looks like, if my eyes don't deceive. No, it's a set of hards.
Yeah, so he's going to take those to the end. They're going to be interesting because those hards are going to probably be in the 60-70% by the time he gets to the end of the race.
Also,
unless the safety car comes out.
Absolutely. That is absolutely not out of the realm.
And it's not impossible. We've had a lot of yellow flags, haven't we?
Yeah, we've had a few big ones jump up, and yeah, it's you never know. It could be a big one. We've sort of seen a few cars get collected, but we haven't seen anyone get knocked out from the collision, which is good to see. But again, you never know what could happen.
Yeah.
Now, Zakov again slowly making inroads on KJR. I say slowly. Make a meal out of me if I say that.
Yeah, the top three are definitely pulled away from gears. They've made that gap a little bit more each lap. I'm seeing at least 3-4 tenths each lap, which is crazy to see.
Especially at this level, to just make all those gains just lap after lap after lap like a metronome. Here he goes in the straight. He's going to go around the outside. Is he going to hang it around there and try to grab it by the exit of the corner? Don't think he can. No, he gets pinched out and he wasn't quite far up ahead to make it work.
Zakov has used all his ERS. He has dumped it all to get into this position. It has to pay off for him, though, because he's not going to be generating too much. This track is not that great for generating ERS.
Absolutely not. A lot of very short braking zones. You don't spend a lot of time sitting on the pedal. And yeah, of course, no time for the battery to regenerate itself. So, yeah, you make the most of it while you've got it because it's hard to get it back. You see Light Zed go with the fastest lap of the race with a new set of softs he's got on his car.
Yeah, not surprising to see, but we're definitely going to get faster laps each lap we go down because the fuel load is just getting smaller and smaller.
That's right.
Light Z, yeah.
Light Z, he is making the most of the clean air that he's got from his pit stop, and he's got plenty of it. He'll be enjoying that. Next car's a couple of seconds up the road, it looks like. Oh, 10 seconds up the road, I should say. Ooh,
I guess he feels like he had nothing to lose.
Yeah, absolutely. We got KJR's coming to the pits. Is he going to grab a set of hards as well? It looks like it.
Yeah, it's not a surprising strategy to see. It's just smart. The one stop. There's no point in going a two stop if you can help it.
Yeah, absolutely, because you just sacrifice far too much time transiting through the lane. Now, where does he come out in comparison to FIBA? He's going to come out with about a 1 second in advance, but you never know how long it's going to take for his tyres to heat up just that extra little bit. He's ranging the gap down to half a second. We'll see how that transpires.
But that's not good for Ryan Bell, though. Ryan Bell definitely wanted to be in front of him when he came out, so...
Absolutely, he would have been going for a big undercut and hasn't quite paid off for him.
No, unfortunately. But we're going to see Zakov probably go another lap or two.
And of course, a dark horse I've got to mention is Vlad. He's been sitting pretty in P4 and now P2.
Yeah, he's just been the grey man sitting back, enjoying the little battles that are going up in front of him, and he's going to take good advantage of this and keep with Zakov.
Oh, some things just come up on the screen. Zakov's got a 3-second time penalty for what looks like exceeding track limits.
That's interesting to see. Track limits here are not something that people tend to go over, so I'm interested to see how that happened. And Dutchy a 5-second, that is detrimental to his race. That's unfortunate to see.
Yeah, he's going to serve it in here as well.
And it looks like he's DNF.
Feel like an eternity. Has he? He has too. He's not on the map anymore. What's happened? There's got some more stuff going on through this sector. Zakov's come out of the pits right in the thick of it, and he's been picked off by FIBA coming through turn 4.
Yeah, he didn't need that, and he didn't want that. But that penalty now is just going to push him back down, though. He needs to push through and get past that 3-second mark now.
Yeah, he's going to need to get through and pull a gap if he can. But it looks like Spliff isn't doing this group any favours because he's sitting in front of him on his worn-out tyres. Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, they're going to be eager to get past him, and they're probably just telling him to get out the way.
Oh, he's running a bit wide. He tries to stuff the nose in there if he can. Vlad's got his penalty for speeding in the pit lane as well. He'll have to serve that while he's getting his tyres. That may knock him out of the battle, unfortunately.
Yeah, they are very much pushing it. They're wanting to get as much speed as they can, as much time that they can, and they're just making those little mistakes.
Here we go. Oh, Spliff's pulled into the pits as well to get in the way. Has Vlad taken his penalty or not? Because he's come back out right there and behind them. He's taken Zakov as well after Zakov's shenanigans on his outlap. He hasn't taken his penalty yet.
No, so he's going to have to stay with that 5-second to the end.
Looks like that'll stack onto his final race time. And looks like Zakov's just gone through on him. Did Vlad lift to let him have it, or what happened there? That's an odd place to make a move down that back straight with all the weaves in it.
Yeah, that's interesting. I don't think it was planned. Rather, just Zakov is such a great driver. He finds those little bits that he can overtake on.
He may have done as well, yeah. There we go. Now we're going to get... This battle's going to settle right in again for this one last blast to the finish, although you might have to say KJR and FIBA are your two protagonists, if you would say, the two best shots at getting this victory, as they're both up at the front.
Yeah, and no penalties for the two of them.
Absolutely. Coming onto the straight again, we're just going to... At this point, you're sitting behind the car in front of you, trying to look for where are his strengths, where are my weaknesses, and vice versa. You know, where can I grab this tiny little extra time? You know, how can I set myself up for that one place on the track road better than all the others to try and make a move? I mean, the favourite may forever be turn 1, but there could be places pop up anywhere.
Oh, plenty. You know, you're coming out of the corner. If you're faster than him, you could capitalize on that and just overtake him on lap. Oh, and we got a spin by Lights.
Here?
Looks like he's taking out his front wing. Possibly damage to the back wing. Hopefully not, because that is his race over. Oh, and he's having trouble.
Here we go. He's just firing it back up, coming down to the pit, going into the pit lane now. You'd figure. I'd like to see, but looks like we're not going to get a safety car just yet. Now, if we have a quick look at who hasn't pitted yet. Only 3 takers we're missing still. We've got Gez, who's enjoying the clean air. He's got out the front right now. Wonder how long he'll go before he does his pit stop as well. And of course we have Eckham in P2, who of course came from pole. He's 4 seconds back, 4.5 seconds back, and Apex in P3 in the Alpha Tauri. So we'll see where they end up picking up, because they're all in clean air right now. They haven't got any of the squabble of anybody else who pitted before then. So
yeah,
we'll see.
They're just chilling in the free air.
Oh, and here we go, battle for effective first. Phoebus just got up the inside, used the DRS, an absolute treat. Perhaps a little bit of ERS with it, and he's taken the lead, and this is a proper train now between the top 3.
Yeah, that's exactly what Ryan Bell needed. He needed to get in front. His tyres are a bit older, so he didn't want to sit behind him for too long, and this is going to help him blast off now.
Absolutely. We'll see if he can try to pull a gap. He'll try everything he can.
But we still have Zakov and Vlad behind him, and regardless of those penalties, they're still going to be fighting as hard as ever.
Absolutely. We have Lights up ahead of them, just getting left, it looks like, and he spun again heading into the double hairpin. How did he do that? Oh, and he's collided with the Mercedes of Cat coming around his outside, lost the back end maybe slightly.
Now he's on fresh hards, and they're going to be super cold, and he's not going to have the traction, so he should know this and maybe just go a little bit slower.
Yeah, they need to. Here we go, battle up in the lead. Still carrying on. Look at this procession as they come down the front straight. Slightly stretching out, if I may say so. They're going to bunch right back up as they head into the hairpin, though. And all setting themselves up for what moves they might try to make later on in the race. Again, we're only at half race distance, I just realised.
Yeah, we still got so much more to go. You know, we've seen so much happen in the first half that it's just, we don't know who will win at this point, and that's the most exciting part.
Absolutely. And but you've got to say though, for Zakov, he'll be busting to try and make manoeuvres where he can, because that penalty is going to be hanging over him, and yeah, he'll be looking for any chance he can, because he needs to try and pull a gap on these guys if he wants to try and take the win with aggregate time as well. So we'll see what he can do. But Egosio doesn't want to sit.
I don't see him getting a win, sadly, with that 3-second podium is a possibility for sure, but he's only kidding himself though if he can't get that removed.
Okay, we'll see them come onto the straight one more time. Oh, slight little back end loss from KJR. Is that going to cost him momentum coming onto the straight? Zakov sees it, he knows it, he's going to use his ERS for full effect. KJR's on as well, but he's out of ERS. Zakov's going to go around the outside, he's going to try and keep it there, playing it nice and wide. He keeps it there. KJR gives him the room, they're banging wheels, but he has to concede eventually for the next right-hander.
Yeah, that was clean racing and fantastic to see. It's hard battling.
Absolutely, given everything they've got, and it was very close, almost minute made. Didn't quite pay off, but he'll get quite a few more opportunities. We'll see if he can make the most of those.
Yeah, there's not much else going on in terms of battling, but
on the dive into the right-hand hairpin, he's just made the move suddenly. KJR keeps it around the outside, and he's going to have the inside for the next corner. They bang side pods again, and Zakov ends up going wide, and Vlad goes past him. Oh, but he's still going to hang it in there on the inside. Is he going to have a dive? He is. He's going to commit. Not quite able to make it stick. Got pinched on the inside there a little bit. He's down a spot.
Didn't capitalize on any of that, sadly, or at least he tried, but the defending from KJR was so good that he just had a little bit of a moment and got overtaken from Vlad. So he tried, but ultimately it just didn't work out for him, sadly.
Go and see if he can make another move eventually.
Gaz is pitted. He's not on his soft. Sorry, he's hard.
Oh, he's onto a set of hards. He'll probably be able to push a fair bit because he's stretched his stint quite a fair bit longer than most of his counterparts. He's going to come out in front of maybe somebody who is a lap down. He's 2 seconds ahead of Tazza, who was on 20 lap old tyres. He would have pitted straight after the race started on the first lap. So we may see him need to come in again.
But Tazza's on those. He's going to be pitting on the. Oh, he could. No. He's going to probably go on the softs. If he can push the hards all the way to about 25, he could go on the softs, and that would give him so much speed on the end of the race. Unless he wants to pit soon and go on mediums.
Absolutely, and importantly, he can vie for some fastest lap points as well if he can do that too.
Yeah, and Aston Martin needs those points with Dutchy unfortunately having a DNF or whatever that was. So Aston Martin desperately needs him because unfortunately in the novice division we only had the 1 point, and in Prodigy we had no points. So Aston Martin not looking good this season.
Goodness me, he's got to keep up the fight up there in P7. And we see Zakov somewhere along the line made the manoeuvre back on Vlad, and now he's back on the tail of KJR. Round number 3, here we go. We'll see what happens here. Now, in the meanwhile, of course, we've got to mention Ryan Bell. He's jumped up. He's got nearly a 2-second lead coming into the middle sector. He'll be reveling in that, and eventually that's going to end up being more ground for Zakov to make up if he wants to keep a podium and a win, if he's going to go for that. But I tell you what, there's 15 laps to go. Those laps can go quickly, especially when you're locked in a battle.
Yeah, and these top 4 are not pitting again, so this is it. This is our final battle between these 4, who can get first and who can get podiums.
Absolutely, and that is absolutely what counts. I'll have a quick look down. Actually, I'll have a look and see what goes down on this straight as well. First, as we got how many ERS we've got working with. They've both barely got any, but they're both heavy on the button. Sitting in the slipstream, he's going to try and make a move. He's going to have a last-second dive to the inside. He sticks his nose in there, barely just enough room. Kajia's wise to it, gives him enough room, but he's going to keep the exit speed with that wider radius of his corner. He's
yeah, just still not close enough for that dive. He needs to be a little bit closer coming into turn 1, and he needs to gather his ERS because he is still using all of it.
Yeah, it's a hard habit to get out of. Just tapping it that little bit coming out of a corner to keep that gap as little as possible to the car in front of you. It's tricky. KJR has been driving very, very smartly. It's been commendable from him so far.
We just had an overtake as well from P10 to P9 with Spliff overtaking Werrowboy, which isn't surprising. Werrowboy's on a 21 lap old tyres, and his strategy is definitely to go as long as he can so he can go on those softs.
Absolutely, we'll see again. We'll see him and Tazza likely fighting for fastest lap honours, possibly with Huey as well. We'll see. Very exciting. Next, if we have a look a bit further up the field as well, the battle for P6 is raging right now between Ekem and Tazza. So Tazza catching up to him on, either that he was just overtaken by him, I may have missed it as we come onto the front straight again.
Yeah, I think those hards are definitely going off right now. 21 seems to be it, where they're starting to lose that time, but they still want to push it to the end and get as much as they can out of that tyre before they pit.
Yeah, absolutely. And right behind them as well, this is continuing up because we're at Apex on fresh mediums, the only guy on the field running mediums at the moment, not running hards, I should say. And he is making a full use of it. He's set the fastest lap of the race, and he is right on the tail of Tazza now coming through into the middle sector.
Yeah, and that's the part of going on the hards at the start, is that you get that medium at the end and you're going to be blasting through the pack. So it is a good strategy to take, as we can see right here.
Absolutely, again, looking for any gap he can. Ooh, nearly runs into the backman, but he just managed to drive around him very nicely and tries to grab himself a good exit with a late apex, but he's not quite going to get it because all 3 of the cars in this battle are in a bit of a DRS train, as Lights is leading the queue. A lap down, he'd be getting blue flags everywhere. You see him come through the second last corner. Yeah, he's just got a 5-second penalty for ignoring said flags.
Oh no.
Being a naughty boy.
Yeah, Lights is definitely having a rough race.
What's happened up at the front? Zakov's gone off in the gravel trap. Was there a potential dive that went sour? Ryan
nice.
Bell's lead over KJR's just gone up, and Vlad's right on his tail now.
Zachov has unfortunately pulled a Carlos Sainz, which you don't want to
Just
see.
a little bit, hasn't he? It's a shame to see.
There's not much gravel here, and he's managed to find the gravel that was not a good part of the track for him to get on, because he's lost 5 seconds now.
Okay, and this battle is truly on now. Apex looking for any gap he can to make a move. Try and grab a tiny bit of track position. Lights has since moved out of the way, so it's just these three in a straight dogfight for P6.
Yeah, Taz has done a great job holding Apex back with those old 23 lap hards.
So he may be tempted to just keep going all the way to the finish. Bugger it.
He's done a great job, yeah, like managing him. So he definitely could if he's, ballsy enough to do it. But I think he's definitely going to pit in the next 2 laps.
You would expect it. Coming down the straight, here we go. Apex is in the slipstream. Taz is not really going to fight it. Oh, he did too, didn't he? What way of? Did he get some front wing damage? Did he? He's jumped onto a set of softs. We're going to see him. I'm going to see him set some flyers if I can get my words out. Potentially.
Yeah, it might have been contact between himself and Zatov that caused that damage. I don't know what happened. I don't know how it transpired, but I guess we'll see that after the race. And KJR is now on the softs, which inevitably get the fastest lap.
Yeah, hopefully we'll see him set one of those as well. Huey as well has grabbed himself a time penalty from exceeding track limits, it looks like, unfortunately. Currently down in 14th. He's got Griggs right behind him. Oh, as we see a move for P5 being made, Apex dives on the inside of Ekem. Ekem's going to try and get a cheeky good exit, get around the outside, coming into this into the chicane. But will he be able to do it with the extra grip that Apex has? He does. He manages to stick it around the outside and pull it before the corner. Apex gives him the track position for now, but he's going to have the DRS coming onto the main straight.
Great racing, great defending. This is what you want to see, keeping it clean, not hitting each other. But, they're so close.
That's right, and coming onto the straight, there's going to be another ding-dong coming between these two. How far is Apex going to get ahead before they get to the corner? He's going to take it nicely. Just sends it in there a bit harder, sacrifice a bit of exit speed, but in return for the track position you so vitally want around here.
Yeah, Apex has done a fantastic job setting his strategy up to capitalize on all of this. He's gone on the mediums and he's on 5-lap mediums, and they're just going to be much better than the hards. And KJR does a 5 second for speeding, so it would look like his race is over at this point, sadly. He was in it for the win.
He's jumped into the pits again for a fresh set of softs. Did he damage his front wing on his outlap possibly? I'm not sure.
He must have. I'm really perplexed at what's happened to his race. It's not good to see.
Yeah, that's not what we expected from him either. He was right up there battling for the race win, and here we are now. It's a shame.
And it's the unfortunate part of just RNG and little mistakes that you can just find, and that can just ruin your race. But that's why it's hard to be so consistent and do well.
Old lady luck. Picking their choices. Yeah. Ryan Bell currently reveling in it up at the front now. Got himself a 3.7 second lead. Nice and neat and tidy. Bringing it around for these final 10
I don't see him losing
laps.
this. This is definitely Ryan Bell's race to win. And Vlad looks like he could definitely take P2 even with the penalty, and Zakov same.
Absolutely, and now all of a sudden this field is just this top part of the field is just truly separated. We've got again large chunks of space between all four. They're all just consolidating their positions. Oh, we've got a yellow flag in sector 2. That looks like Lights. He's gone around again, and he's in the wall.
Oh no!
Because he lost another front wing. Just got himself another little penalty for ignoring blue
I'm not
flags
sure
as
that
well.
they'll have enough front wings to replace. I wonder if he's possibly used them all at this point.
Get the apprentices to bash a new one together for him real quick before he comes around.
Oh, and he's on the grass. That's not going to be good for his tyres.
Well, I'm sure he'll be chucking on some new ones anyway when he comes around.
Yeah, I'd imagine so. But even whilst this is happening, with Apex and Ekem fighting it out, it looks like Ekem's just hot on his tail.
Oh, and Taz has got himself a time penalty. Ferguson, it looks like, unfortunately, as well. Starting to come out in their drives again with such a narrow track. You want to make the most of it as you can, and every now and then you overstep the mark. And of course, if you do it a bit too often, it bites you.
I'm interested to see what. Tazza came out on the soft, so he's definitely going to start chewing that time away and possibly getting himself up into a top 5 position. I can definitely see that happening.
Absolutely. Because he'll be pushing right on. He's got a 7-second gap to Spliff to cover, and then a massive 15-second gap.
Yeah, it's definitely possible, but oh yeah, you're right. It could be out of reach.
We have a yellow flag on the... Oh, who is that coming through the final corner? It's KJR again on the... It looks like he's coming into the pits. He's got himself another time penalty. What's going on with him? He's just getting from bad to worse.
Yeah, he's caught something that Lights has. I don't know what it is.
Yeah.
But definitely not his race yet. He's DNF, so this is just how fast it can go from great to just miserable. He's leading the race and now he's out of the race, so... That's 3 down and 17 more to go.
Sudden qualification in taxidermy because he's stuffed it. Anyway, what do you have going on here? Battle for P11 going on between Farmer Sam and Werribee. Werribee on the much younger, softer compound tyres as well. He's looking to make a quick move while he can.
Yeah, it'd be great for Werribee to get into the top 10 and get a point. Because he is a prodigy racer and he just wants to prove himself, and if he can get a point in the elite division, he's going to be very, very proud of that.
Absolutely. He runs it in a bit hot, has to concede the position again back to Farmer Sam. He'll get a few more shots to have a go at him. We'll see what he can do with them.
Yeah. Farmer Sam's a great driver and he knows how to defend, so Werribee's got a tough racer on his hands that he might not be able to get past.
He's right. All of a sudden I feel like we get a chance to take a quick breath, don't we? I mean...
Oh, well, yeah, it's so much activity going on, so much action, but now it's starting to space out for sure, but we still got some battles going on. We've got Drix and Huey going at it.
Banging wheels as they go through the first sector. We're going to see... Oh, we're going to go again. They're both on softs. They're both pushing like hell. Oh, and Taz has just jumped through for that, as promised, fastest lap of the race at 12.4. Very quick time. We'll see how close is he to Spliff. He's 5 seconds down. It'll still be a tough ask, especially since by the end of the race, those tyres will have given up their best.
Yeah, seems like he's chewed about 1 second a lap, so he might just get P7.
Absolutely, it's going to be a tight fight to the line between himself and Spliff. We look forward to it. And what else do we have going on at the minute?
What has happened? Did Werribee and Farmer Sam?
Oh, they're going side by side. They're banging. Lights has just grabbed the fastest lap on the mediums. That's something. Wow. 12.3.
Yeah, Werribee and Farmer Sam having a tough battle. It's close. Werribee really needs to get in front of him. Because Farmer Sam is holding Werribee up, and Fluxy could be taking this P10 from Werribee if Werribee cannot get past.
Absolutely. And again, it's just outsmarting your rival. No, where are they stronger? Where do I need to cover them off?
Yeah, it's so much processing that goes on. You know, you're racing, you're trying to hit the apex, not go off, but at the same time, you're looking at your rival, you're the driver in front. How fast is he coming out of the corner? Can I take him here? So a lot of processing going on in their minds right now.
Absolutely. Now, we've got a yellow flag in the middle sector. Is that going? Would that be Huey? It is Huey. He spun at second hairpin. That's knocked him out of the battle with Drix, unfortunately.
Yeah, Drix is going to be happy about that.
He'll take a breather as well. He'll be desperate for one for him.
Yeah, but right now it looks like this is just going to be what it is. Apart from Werribee and Farmer Sam, they're still going at it.
They are dinging and donging. We like to see. Again, floating from apex to apex. It's truly this track really is a ribbon of tarmac on a hill, isn't it? It's just such a nice track, nice and fluid.
It's definitely a fun track to drive. You know, I like the flowy tracks where you're going one way then another, and it's smooth. I'm not a fan of the Monza tracks, just the one speed, and it's quite boring. This is much more fun.
Absolutely.
Oh, and it looks like Apex is catching up to Gaz. He could be getting that P4 spot.
He's absolutely reeled that gap right in. And now, so again, of course, will we see a crossover point with these tyres? Of course, most of the front runners who started the race on mediums only went a couple more laps further than what Apex has on these tyres now. Will we see a crossover where those tyres don't yield as much grip as the hards do on with this much wear on them? We don't know.
Mm-hmm. And those mediums are definitely going to be faster than the hards on 11 laps compared to the 12. So Apex should have the traction and the speed to get past theirs. It's just a matter of where can he do it, because there's not many overtaking zones here. And he has no ERS, so he's definitely going to be betting on that DRS, as well as where is Gaz going to make that mistake, or where is he just going to be slower.
You saw him jump up, grab a couple of tenths on the brakes into turn 1, but then coming through the quick sweepers, it looks like Gaz is able to pull a tiny little bit out. That could just be the dirty air. It could be a setup thing. It could be a grip thing. We don't expect it to be a grip thing, but you never know. It could be.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, we'll have a quick jump as well back to the battle for P11 between Farmer Sam and Werribee. Still somewhat a status quo at the minute, not quite enough. Werribee not quite getting close enough to have a go at a dive, but everyone, you can tell he's really, really trying.
No, yeah, it's been a fantastic defense from Farmer Sam. Werribee is definitely on the softs. The mediums that only have 9 laps compared to 23-year-old hards, and it's great to see that they're still fighting it out.
Well, here we go on the front straight. Bit of DRS-related weaving. There's going to be... he hasn't got the inside, but there's not quite enough room. But Warren gives him the room, but he gets a good exit. Apex gets a little bit taily on the exit. That's giving him about half a second a gap. Give Gaz a little bit of respite as he comes through this lap. And he's running out of opportunities. We've only got 3 laps to go at the moment, so you've got to make your moves where you can, because we're running out of opportunities.
Yeah, he's needs to make it soon, and he's gonna be pushing it, and this is where the mistakes can happen. You know, they're pushing it so much that they're not concentrating enough on those little things that need to do to get on the track and get that traction, and they could just go off at this important time where they don't need to be pushing as sometimes as hard, and just accept that they're going to be in that position.
Okay, Werribee again, just looking for a room. He looked like it was going to take a slightly wider line, try and carry the speed through the corner and onto the straight. But once you get to the end of the straight, there's almost no room to make a move still. It's a very one-line section of the circuit.
Yeah, it just shows you how hard it is to overtake. You know, he has the better tires. Oh, and Apex and Gaz are fighting it. They're very close.
Battling it out. Oh, it looks like Zay's unfortunately got himself another penalty into the pits.
Yeah, unfortunately for him, it's not going to matter too much as he's out of the points.
Yeah, true. Battle is still raging on. We'll cut to Ryan Bell in a second. Actually, his lead has been cut down quite a bit to Vlad, and Zakov's closing in on him as well. It's down to 1.1 between Vlad and Zach, and between Vlad and Ryan, it's down to 1.7.
They've definitely caught up to each other, and it's surprising to see because they're all on roughly the same sort of, degradation.
Of course. Oh, and important to mention as well, at this rate, if they cross the line at this gap, Zakov will take the position because he only has 3 seconds of penalty, whereas Vlad has 5. Very important to note. So we'll see. Again, those two will have every reason in the world to be pushing very hard. Ryan just needs to consolidate his position and keep within 3 seconds behind either of these two. So he can afford to be fairly relaxed as he comes on as he goes halfway through this final lap now. As Lights jumps through with a 1:11.8 on the softs. That's something, isn't it? Goodness.
those soft runners are definitely going to be fighting back and forth between that fastest lap. Though it's not going to get them points. I think it's just stealing it from the top guys that could possibly get the points.
True.
And Werribee Boy and Family Sam was still going at it, but I still can't hold it. That's unfortunate to see.
Still. Well, they're banging wings as they come. He's trying to find room around the outside. He's going to get one more chance as they go around his. In fact, he gives him the position. Farmer Sam gives him the position coming into there. He's had enough of it.
So Werribee Boy's made it. That was a tough battle for Werribee Boy. That was 5 laps or even 6 laps of tough racing. But we have a yellow flag. What is this?
The yellow flag. It looks like, is that Zakov who slowed? He out of fuel. But it's not going to matter. Ryan Bell's going to come across the line and take the win from Vlad. Ended up being a very narrow margin.
I think Zakov's still going to hold P3.
Yeah, Zakov will still
without-
keep P3 trundling across the line. Unfortunately, he's not going to get that position on Vlad through their difference in time penalties. But regardless, it's still a very good showing.
I've never seen someone run out of laps, run out of field, sorry. So that is just interesting to see.
It's something else, isn't it?
Yeah.
Here we go. We're going to see Tazza come across the line, consolidating a nice P7 as he celebrates with a cheeky spin.
It looks like a lot of people might have run out of fuel. Under fueling, expecting a safety car that never came.
You may be right as well.
Tazza's
Zay's going to
still
come across with
clear.
11.5.
Wow. 11.5 flat.
That is a pretty quick time. Especially this late in the race. So again, the truck's got the most rubber on it, hey? And go see Werribee Boy. All that effort's come through. He's going to grab himself a nice, tidy P11.
Yeah, it's a decent position for him. He's done his best and he's proven that he has the speed to be in this division.
And he's right. He's absolutely earned it.
But what a race. That was entertaining from start to finish. Some questionable driving from some individuals and some great driving from some individuals. But it's overall been a fantastic race to commentate.
It's been a great one to watch. And hey, I'll tell you what, again, this is going to have some big changes to the championship because we had not Aston Martin, my mistake, with Alpine taking a big 25 points. Zay stealing the fastest lap means no points are going to be scored for that. But regardless, I'm looking forward to see how this will affect the table.
Yeah,
heading into round 3.
Just put the table on its head. And this is what's so great is that you can have just one race that completely flips everything. And this is what has exactly happened. But Ferrari are still going to be... Actually, Ferrari will take P1. So that's good for them. They'll be P1 in constructors.
There you go. Living the dream. Again, I mean, we are still very short term into this championship. So yeah, you never know. You never know what's going to happen next. Still so much more racing to be done. But yeah, good show of form after 2 rounds. So here we
well
have
done to everyone. It was a great race. So well done to everyone.
Yep, I can surely vouch for us, for the both of us. It was very exciting to watch. Plenty of action going on as we saw. And yeah, Ryan Bell coming through. Just consistency took him the whole way there. Didn't get in any funny business. Just kept on going around, and he's taken himself a sweet victory.
He was patient. He was clean, and he was, he conscious of what he was doing. He didn't go over the line, get any penalties. So that's exactly what you want to see.
Absolutely, far too true. And yeah, I'd say, how about we get him in here for a quick interview if we can find him.
I don't believe he's in here.
He may not be in here, no.
No, but I'm happy to get Vlad though. Vlad would be interesting to talk to, definitely.
All right, shall we bring Vlad in here?
Yeah, let's do it.
All righty. G'day, Vlad. You're here in the commentary team. How are you?
Good, thanks. Yourself, lads?
Yeah, pretty well. We just watched you do a very exciting race. Managed to pull through for a P2. There was a fair few shenanigans out there, but very good battling all the way around. What did you make of it?
Oh, it was pretty crazy on track. When I pitted, I sped in the pit lane. I'm gutting myself because didn't think I was sped in that fast, and then I was like, okay, I gotta pull a gap from Gez, who was behind me, and then KJR and Zakov were fighting really hard, and I was just staying in the DRS. That's all I wanted to do, just to get in the points, and then managed to pull through with P2.
Yeah, again, it was just managed to hang on in there, and you pull through with what turned out to be a really good result. That's got your team currently leading the constructors, so you got to be feeling good about that. Hey,
Oh, that's I'm over the moon. Unfortunately, Zay had a bit of a shocker. Wasn't too happy, but look, I'm sure he'll be coming back next week, nice and strong.
Yeah, I'm sure he'll bounce back. But yeah, you just kept it clean, just kept it patient there, waiting for them to make a mistake, which I'm sure you were very happy when they did.
I was losing my mind when they made a mistake. I was watching them fight, and I just did not want them to fight. I just wanted to pull away as much as I could from the people behind.
Yeah.
And that race, like, I've pushed so hard on the hard tires there. I just found so much pace, which I couldn't find in practice. And then when it mattered, it counted.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and you did a very, very good job keeping it in that position and just waiting and being patient and just focusing on yourself. And I think you did a marvelous drive today, man.
Thank you, Reblets.
That's all right.
Yeah, beauty. Well, I reckon we'll let you go back to your Ferrari, Kin, and we'll bring someone else in and have a quick chat too. Hey, good chatting to you.
No worries, lads. Take care.
Take care.
Yeah, no worries. Take care, man. Now, who do you think we should talk to next? I was thinking Flukesy because it was his first time coming up.
I think we should. That's a good idea, actually. Let's see if we can quickly find him. I can find him in the list here. Here he is. Shall I drag him in?
Yeah, sure.
Beauty.
Hello, Flukesy.
G'day, Flukesy.
Hi,
How
boys.
are you?
I got a bit scared then. Hi.
Dragging people in with no warning. Love it.
Yeah, I was like, where am I?
Right,
Got no time for permissions.
Yeah,
no,
true,
of course. Why'd we ask? Now, we thought we'd bring you in because if we remember rightly, this is your first go. You're bringing your first run in here into the Elite League. So, how did you find it getting in amongst it?
Oh, it was good. I think I would have finished a lot better, but I got a bit unlucky with people, being a bit silly. But that kind of thing happens sometimes. So it's just racing in general just happens. So
Yeah, you just have to capitalize on what you can, and if something happens, it's out of your hands sometimes, and error happens. And
I definitely deserved at least 2 broken wings. I hit Apex really hard on lap 1, and I got no damage. And then Light spun in front of me, and I hit him, and no damage. So I'm still happy with how it went, even though I deserved a few broken wings. So
yeah, I think it definitely validates that you should be in division, that you can get points. So I think you did very well done.
Let's not go that far. I still need to throw the championship in Div 2 the other moment. So.
Oh no, you got it, mate. You'll be right.
Yeah, I enjoy racing the faster guys more because it's more fun, and they're more aggressive, and they teach you how to be a better driver. So it's more fun to me racing against those guys.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, fair call.
Especially since I'm like 30 seconds ahead in Division 2 at the moment, so it's a bit boring down there.
Oh wow,
okay,
humble, very humble. I love
it. Damn, scathing. No,
it's fun, mate. It's good fun. I enjoyed it. It was good.
Yeah, absolutely. Beauty. Well, I think shall we bring you back to your team?
Yeah, no, thanks for that. Thanks, boys, and thanks for casting.
Now remind me, which team
No worries, man.
do I want to
Take care.
back in?
Thank you very much.
Enjoy your
Jump back in. No worries, take care. Alrighty. Now, was that anyone else you want to have a quick chat to before we log off for the night?
No, unless you have anyone in mind.
No, I'd say so. We had a very good night, very good racing, and again, very keen to see more. Now, where are we headed to next week? Could you tell us? Imola. Another twisty one. I like that we love some good twisties.
It is. Some very, very interesting corners and chicanes. And I think it's Acqua Minerale, which is a right-hand turn that goes uphill, which can catch a lot of people off guard. I'm really interested to see how that goes.
That is the back end lost corner to end all back end lost corners. So, because it's somewhat off camber, isn't it? You get as you're going up the hill. Yeah, it's going to be very exciting to see curbs that bite back. And again, one of those narrow tracks. You got to choose your gaps wisely because they don't come often.
Yeah, true, too true. And the ride height of the cars this game are a bit different to last year. So some of the curbs you can take last year, you're not going to be able to take this year. So a little bit of an adjustment for some of these drivers.
Absolutely. And I tell you what, we can't wait to do it all again. Catch us from 7:55 or 8 p.m. at Australian Eastern Standard Time. That's the right one, isn't
that's
it?
The one.
Here we go. And it's on Monday night. We will see the Academy League there. And
every single division is always fun to watch. So
pressed the wrong button, my bad. Anyway, so again, we're going to be very good battles, and we'll bring it on Imola.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Hopefully, everyone else is as well.
There we go. Right. From the two of us up here, we bid you all a fantastic night and a fantastic weekend.
Yeah, for sure. Have a good time.
Right. See you, everybody.
Take care. Bye-bye.